What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got a special athlete interview here with my man Jack. Jack's been in the program for a while now. He's coming to the tail end of that, and he has made some pretty significant gains. But I don't want to steal the spotlight from him. Jack, go ahead, introduce yourself, where you're from, and what grade you're in.
Yep. So my name is Jack Healy. I'm from Stanford, Connecticut, and I'm a junior.
Yeah, big junior year. Looking ahead for you, dude.
Yep.
But going back to when we first started, where were you at velo wise, and what were you doing for your training when it comes to pitching before we
hmm
started working together?
Yeah. So I was in like the 75, like 73, 75, like touching 76. But like it was very inconsistent. Like some pitches I would throw 71, and then some I would throw like 76. And now I'm around like 77 to 80. Um, so I've definitely improved my velocity wise. And yeah.
Yeah, dude. Definitely saw a big jump with you. And obviously, like you mentioned, the velo's way more consistent. What were you doing, like training wise, to actually work on your velocity before you joined my program?
Um, Not a lot to be honest. Like I always wish like my freshman year, I was throwing like kind of the same velocity, maybe a little bit slower than my sophomore year. Um, so I always wish I put more into it. Like I wasn't really like working out a lot. I was kind of like focused on football. But when I got into your program, it gave me like a step by step kind of how to do it. It wasn't like I was just going on the fly. Like it was just very like given to me, so I could just go do it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And why specifically, maybe, do you feel like that helped you out, like having this step-by-step plan as opposed to just doing things on the fly?
Mhm. I would say that for most athletes, like not even just me, but it's a lot easier to be consistent when you have one, somebody to talk, like somebody to go to when you're struggling with something, and then two, um having a plan. Like when you don't have a plan, it's a lot harder to just do it by yourself. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. And before you joined, I know you mentioned obviously you were doing things on the fly to some degree, but in your mind, what did you think that you needed to work on in order to gain velocity?
My weight, obviously. So I've put on from being in the program, I think I was around like 150 when I joined. Now I'm like 165, 166. So obviously the weight gain was a big thing for me. I feel like my mechanics were pretty good. I wasn't using my lower half as much. Um, but as I've gotten more comfortable in my body, that has definitely changed.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, I could see it in your face too. You definitely got bigger.
hmm
But awesome, dude. So what adjustments maybe did we make in particular that helped you out the most?
Um, I would say just like seeing my progress on like I could see how many calories I was eating per day. I would see how much my weight would go up from that week to that week. And if I was going down or if I was staying the same, I would know I'm not eating enough. And I would have to put like more because I'm so active all year round that I have to eat a lot of food. And seeing that like in front of my face and also being able to send you videos of me throwing when I was in this when it was summer. And I was outside every day throwing. It was easy for me to just send you videos and just see what you're thinking.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And we talked about the velo gain, we talked about the weight gain, but what other results have you gotten from being inside of the program?
hmm I think my athleticism and my like stamina, with my like running for basketball season, especially. My stamina was why I played. Like I'm not the best scorer on the team by any means, but my defense and my stamina on the court is so much better than everyone else's that I'm just able to just keep on going for the entire game.
Yeah. So you're saying by being in the program, that actually helped you with your overall athleticism and stamina, and it
Mhm.
carried over into the other sports you play
Yep,
outside of baseball.
100%.
Awesome, dude. And let's dive into that a little bit because, for anybody who's watching this, Jack is a three-sport varsity athlete. He plays football, basketball, and baseball. Jack, kind of talk about how maybe being in the program made it easy for you to still get your work in for
Mhm.
baseball despite playing two other varsity level sports.
Yeah, like I said, my freshman going into sophomore year, I really didn't put any work into baseball outside of winter workouts starting in January to March, and then during the season. So like it was kind of I didn't get the gains that I should have in that year. So like I was kind of like behind the curve a little bit from that standpoint, just because I didn't improve as much as I should have. But this jump that I had this year, if I do that into next year, it'll definitely be a big jump.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And would you say, to that point that having everything laid out for you and maybe being able to communicate me whenever you need to, would you say that helped fit everything in for you in between the other sports?
Yeah, like it was definitely a lot easier, I would say. And over time, I didn't have to go to you as much because I was just being consistent. Like I was keeping myself accountable, which I didn't. I promise you, I did not do that at all before I got in this program. Like it was all when I got into this program where I started being accountable to myself because it's a commitment and it's hard. But when you have the tools, it makes it definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I could have said it any better myself. But for anybody who wants to know maybe what it's like inside of the program and what our communication looks like, how would you describe that?
Yeah, I'd say you definitely keep us accountable. Like if I would miss um a lot of weight tracking, you would text me about it. Like you wouldn't just let me just sit there and have no like you wouldn't let me fall off completely from the program if you knew I wasn't putting in any work. Like even though I'm playing other sports, like I still get in my baseball stuff when I can and as much as often as I can. And I think that that is like the biggest thing about our communication that I like.
Yeah, dude. I love that you said that. And, for athletes like yourself who are trying to, become elite, not only at baseball, but in other sports too, like, why do you think accountability from a coach is important for you to make progress?
Mhm. I would say having a good coach is always it makes you a better athlete and makes you a better person because you learn from them and what their teachings are and you could it doesn't just apply to sports, like I think it applies to just life in general. And when your coach keeps you accountable, it just makes you feel like not appreciated, but like they want you to get better. Like you're not just taking our money and then just keeping us in the program, giving us a couple programs, giving us one call a month. Like you're actually in tune with what we're doing every single day, and I think that's a big opportunity for kids.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I appreciate you saying that.
Of course,
So, building off that a little bit, who do you think this program is for and who would benefit the most?
I think it's for the kids that have are a little bit like behind the curve in terms of where they are versus where they should be. Like for my example, like I shouldn't be 165 pounds. I should be 185 pounds. Like I'm 6'2", so like the weight has to go up and it has to keep on ticking up. But if I wasn't in this program, I don't know how much I would have made progress on that if I wasn't being held accountable. I also think this program is for people who might not have a coach that keeps them in check and keeps them up to date with all the stuff they need to be doing throughout the off season. Because like for me, it's different because I'm playing a sport every single season, but there are some kids that play baseball season and then don't have a coach for the rest of the year. So like I think it's important to have somebody that you can go to even outside of the season instead of your head coach when they're probably not going to help as much.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And on the flip side of that, who shouldn't join this program? Like, what type of player do you think absolutely should not join this program?
Mhm. Somebody that isn't going to put in the work. Somebody that doesn't. like thinks their way is better, then they're not going to take somebody's advice, because if you're not going to do that, then there's no reason to have somebody else. Just go your own way. Um, but you might not get as far as having somebody else's input. Like I have, I have trouble listening to my dad. My dad is one of the best like people in my life, and he knows a ton about baseball. I pitched in college, and I just have trouble because it's my dad. Like it's just like it's always been how it is. Um, so having somebody else that I'm hearing the same things from you that I'm hearing from my dad, but it's easier to listen when it's not my dad.
100%, dude. I think everybody can relate to that has like a dad who played the same sport that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. So besides just, baseball gains, obviously we talked about becoming more athletic in your other sports. What has being in this program taught you?
Consistency and hard work definitely leads to something. Um, like during the summer, especially, I saw a ton of gain in my movement in my body. Like my mobility got a lot better because I'm old, I'm still tight, but like I used to be a really tight kid. Um, and my like the way I'm moving is so much more fluid now than it was in the summer when I first got started.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, I love that answer. Hard work and consistency is definitely important for an athlete. So I love that. And building off of that a little bit, you know, because there's a lot of different coaches out there. Maybe speak to why my coaching style resonated with you and made you want to join in the first place.
Yeah, so I saw you on Instagram. I was researching a couple different coaches. Um First of all, for me, like I can't commit to going to a place every single week or every single month. That's 2 hours away because I just don't have the time with my other two sports and school and stuff. So that was obviously a big thing for me. I also liked how you're just very like you're very straight up. Like you're very you're genuine. You're not just trying to like money grab, or a lot of these coaches will just give you a lifting workout and expect you to go do it for however long you're in the program. I think it's a lot more like person to person than other programs are.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate that. And why do you think that's important to have something that's more individualized versus just like a generic program?
Because it's tailored to you. Like it's not for like there's different people with different needs. Like one person, an extreme example is like me. I'm really skinny. If there was a really fat kid, it's totally different. Like the workouts you do, um, your mobility in your body is different, or different heights even. Like a really short kid throws hard a different way than a really tall kid throws high. Like it's leverage, and you have to be changeable. You have to be adjustable to who your client is. And I think that if you have a generic program, it just it just doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah, dude. Hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. So, on that point a little bit more, you mentioned that going to a place in person isn't something you can commit to.
Mhm.
Why, like, why would you say maybe remote training is better than in-person training?
I think that remote is better. Being fully remote is being better than fully in person, because when you're in person once or twice a week, that's all you're doing. You're doing is those two sessions. When remote is 7 days a week, however long you're in the program. I think like one monthly check-in in person would be great, like for a hybrid program. But I think that remote is definitely better than in person.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And talking, about maybe what you want to accomplish this year, like what are your goals, dude? What are you trying to
Mhm.
accomplish this upcoming year?
Yeah, so um I'm trying to be like 83, 84 by the end of like baseball season, once my arm gets fully like ramped up and everything and my body. Um, and at all SEAC, which is my division for my state, um, either first or second team for that. And then for the summer, I would like the end of summer, I would like to be touching 85.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I think those are super realistic goals.
Mhm.
100%, dude. 100%. And going back to the program a little bit, how is maybe my approach different than other coaches that you've seen or tried in the
Yeah,
past?
yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of the I never really tried a program before, but just seeing on the internet, um, like different social media accounts and everything, it's a lot of, or even there's a place near me that is so it's probably like 10 grand for a year. Um, and what they do is it's just straight like lifting as hard as you can. And they throw harder. Like they'll throw harder than me, but they're not anywhere near as good of a pitcher because they just look at velocity. Like they're literally lifting to get throw the ball harder, but they're not doing anything to get their mind right to actually pitch.
So you're saying being inside of my program not only got you velocity, but also got your mind right to go out and pitch, like you're saying.
Yep.
Awesome, man. And then how specifically have we gotten to that point with you?
So when I first started out, it was all my legs. We were trying to get my leg um to actually sit into the my backside instead of my quad because I was sitting into my quad. Um and also for me was my stride. My stride was always too long and that would just limit my back leg being able to stay loaded. Like I would fall over too early. Um and then over time we did drills, we did like the step back drill and stuff like that. And it gradually got better. And then this like from the winter standpoint, my legs have been totally better. It still has a lot to go, but my firepower has definitely increased just off my legs.
Yeah, bro. 1000%. 1000%. But awesome. So just to wrap this up here, do you have any last words for maybe somebody who is thinking about joining or doesn't know if remote coaching would work to for them? Like, what would you say to that person?
Um, I'll just say try it. Like, I think you got to at least try it once, and don't wait too long. Like, because a lot of kids wait until they're seniors, and then it's done. Like, maybe they'll go to a JUCO, but it's better off to even just go get an education.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. And not even saying that junior college is a bad route because there's a lot of great programs out there,
100%. Yeah.
but you're saying don't wait to get help
Yeah.
so that you're not put into a position where you have to go to a school that maybe you don't want to go to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, um, don't put yourself in a situation where you're maybe even risking your education just to go like try now. Like you should have been trying in high school to get a good education.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. Well, awesome, man. Jack, I appreciate you jumping on. And for anybody watching this who wants to work with me one-on-one, get some results like Jack has gotten, just click that first link in the description below and book a call with me.